think of it, David, from the standpoint of Google, and this is true for everyone else. Think about this for a moment from Google's point of view. Okay, so there's this guy who's a mortgage broker, right? Lots of mortgage brokers. What differentiates you from any other spammer or whatever that could just spin up a site like this?
How was the trip, Dennis?
We are still in this trip, and we've got a 4-hour flight ahead of us to go from Lahore to Qatar, and then a 14-hour flight from Qatar to New York, and then another 8 hours to go from New York to Las Vegas.
Sheesh.
So
Hopefully you got comfortable seats.
Yeah, we were able to get an upgrade, so we have a whole row so we can lay down, which is kind of like business class, lay flat when you lay across the 3 seats. It's 2 a.m. in the morning here. Look at this. These are the flights that are about to leave. And this is Mr. Will here. We're working all the time. So I thought we'd start out with any questions you guys have, anything you want to review, because the beauty of this is that we can review campaigns, answer questions we need to. And then I want to show some cool little things with ChatGPT. So who has some questions? Oh, it's actually still technically not starting for 1 minute. I guess you're either early or you're late. Yeah.
I have a question, Dennis.
Yep.
So I'm new to the group, obviously, and I'm just trying to get a roadmap as to, like, I know you're really big into the 1 minute videos.
Yep.
And I've received the introductory email where it says, hey, you got to join this group, you got to join this, do that, and then watch the whole Russell Brunson video. So I want to start doing the 1 minute videos because I don't have camera reluctance. So I want to start doing the 1 minute videos, and I just want a framework on, or a platform on, like, how you can, or how to do the 1 minute videos. That's number one.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm still working on the personal brand website too. So I went in there and I tried to buy davidxie.com. It's taken already. So
.co or org or
anything is fine. It could be .org, .us, .ai. It's fine.
Doesn't matter. Just choose a domain.
Okay.
What's your main website?
davidxiemortgageguy.com.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Here's some best to worst for personal brand sites.
Oh, yeah. So we'll ask ChatGPT on what are the TLDs that are best. .me, .name, .bio, .pro. I don't think we need to do that. I think .co or .net or .org are just fine.
Sometimes
Okay.
Yeah, I think people obsess over things that don't matter. Okay. David Mortgage. Okay. So from a SEO Google local standpoint, this is the phone number you have. It's clickable, which is good, but it doesn't have you don't have a geolocal signal. So it doesn't say like where you're doing these mortgages, right?
It doesn't, and that's the problem.
You're not linking to your GLB either. Chandler, Arizona. I was in Chandler basically every week for a few years in Fusionsoft's headquarters. So if I do a search, not that one, I'll do this. Maps. Do you have a GMB? Everyone should have a GMB, even if you don't provide local services, because it still creates a signal. Not that Nexa mortgage broker. No,
it is.
That is.
Is that too much? Should I take that out?
It has to be the name of your business. But I thought you're in Chandler.
I'm not. I'm in Virginia.
Oh, shoot. Okay. For some reason I thought, well, looking at your site here, it was showing the Chandler area. This one. Is this not it?
Yeah, I need to do something about this website. So I reached out to Rebel IQ. They're the ones that do the website for me. And when I reached out to them yesterday, I tried to do a plugin. I think it was on one of your videos where it was like, you need to do the Google Analytics, right?
Yeah.
And when I reached out to them and it said, hey, get the plugin. I think it's something Monster, whatever.
There's different ones that control that and as part of digital plumbing, but I don't think you really need to worry about digital plumbing, because digital plumbing is when you're optimizing and have enough traffic to make it worthwhile. So you don't have any traffic to this site. So these zeros here, you don't have any local signals. Does this have elements of trust, such as your background, where you're from, happy customers, linking to your GMB? And it doesn't say anything about your experience, right? This looks like something where, no offense, but just think of it from the Google standpoint. This looks like a site that I could just have on Fiverr duplicated for every city in the United States.
Okay.
And so you have this one, you have 44 reviews. Oh, wow. Mortgage broker and Norfolk. Is that what you want? Okay.
Yes.
So let's look at local Falcon. We have lots of tools. You don't have to worry about all these different tools, but we're going to see different searches from, within different parts of a grid. And there's different kinds of loan officers. So is there something you specialize in?
I'm just good. I don't know. I specialize in when people are turned down, the second opinion loan officer.
Okay.
if I had to choose one.
Okay. So, because with mortgage, you can't just do everything. You have to specialize in VA or, working with
Yeah,
certain
we
type
can
of,
say VA since I'm in Norfolk, the largest
yeah.
military base.
Let's see. See. Yeah, you typically don't want to stuff your city or whatever into the business name unless that's the actual registration with the state, because otherwise you could get suspended and people will find it and they will suspend you because
Okay.
people do. Okay. This better be your actual name of your business
It is.
state
It
register.
is.
Okay. So
Well,
we're
it's
going to
under
do,
next to mortgage, but I put broker in there. Should I take the broker part out?
okay. It needs to be the actual business name. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Mortgage, VA, home loan, right? And let's run a 9x9. 3 miles should be plenty. You'll probably get a few green dots around here because you actually have a decent GMB. Even though your website doesn't have anything, there's no personal brand. The signal alone on your GMB, let's just see how recent this is. How recent are these mortgage
Some
broker?
are recent reviews and yeah, some are older.
I think you might be able to run local service ads, right?
No, not yet. Not yet. I started the realtor local service ads. I'm still
Okay.
getting that approved right now.
Okay. So this will just take a minute to run and we'll see what pops up. So we'll be able to see, what your share
And
of
I don't
local.
know why that's showing up as Disputanta. Like I'm not even familiar with that city.
Who knows? Let's run a Vendasta snapshot report. There's lots of tools. People freak out about tools and they want to like argue about which tool is better in which situation. Sure, you can record it. We send out the
Thank
report anyway. All right. So let's see across 6 different factors. If any of you guys want this run for one or multiple locations, we're happy to do it. We already paid the money for all this, so might as well. So come here to an account, create a new account, and see you pop up here. It should be type ahead search. I don't see that. Maybe it's Nexa. Why is it not showing up here? Interesting.
you. Oh no.
Yeah. Maybe it's confused on because you have this signal of Chandler, but it's not really clear where you are. But yeah. So if we search your name, there's no GMBs that show up here. That's interesting. Why is that? Because you haven't chosen a category? No, you've got the category, but you're not showing up.
Oh
Huh.
man, I need some major digital plumbing then, huh?
You got to figure out what's going and it's not digital plumbing. You just don't have enough signals. And the easiest thing to do is just to get citations. So a citation is when you have your GMB, your Facebook, your Yext, your, Quora, all the different sorts of places. So we go to blitzmetrics.com/ACL, which is not your ACL tendon, it's the access checklist. Everyone should have this for their company and their personal brand. And I go through the explanation of why we do all of this if you want to see the explanation, or just look here. These are the things you need to have for your personal brand and for your company. You might think like, well, why the heck would I want to be on Flickr or TikTok or Quora? I don't have time to post on these places. Yes, but it's sending a signal of your name, address, and phone. So Google sees that there's triangulation. We even talked to Google about this a week ago. There's triangulation on who you are. And that way it would show up here. So we can't even find you here. That's a shame. We can't even run a scan. We'll have to figure out what's going on here. All right, this scan is still running. There's a couple other tools. Maybe Mr. Jacob, you could help figure out what's going. Oh, okay, here's why. You were zeros here. Okay, your average position's 20 plus. All right, let's look. So VA home loan is less competitive than mortgage. Your average position's 21, and it's all red. So normally, if we can detect your GMB, there's going to be some green dots here, but it's all 20 plus. So you are invisible, Mr. David, on the internet. But the good news is you can just hire a VA to go through the access checklist and claim most of these items. We have some VAs, you can just pay them like $100 and they'll just set up all this kind of stuff for you, or hire someone on Fiverr. It really is menial work. I don't think it's something that an American should, no offense, spend their time doing, but it does need to be done. You could pay for Yext or, White Spark or one of these other ones, but I'm a big fan of old fashioned claiming the stuff instead of the automation piece. So you're not showing up here and you're not showing for mortgage. Yeah, this is the same thing. So you're not showing. I don't mean to be pissing all over you, but you don't show up. But the good news is get some of this done in the next 2 weeks, and then we're going to start to see some green dots, right?
So you have a VA that I can hire for $100 or a couple $100 to do this
Yeah,
for me?
there's a VA you can hire. His name is Nana Freelancer. In fact, I'm going to come over here. Here it is, Nana.
Answer.
And he said, all right, now remember this is a kid. He's like 18 or something. So in Pakistan, $100 is kind of a lot of money. Okay. So he's willing to do all this for $100. He's willing to build out your web pages, use these different tools, link content together. He's not going to just chat GPT auto generate garbage. He will do it thoughtfully. and work with you to get these things done. Don't tell him that his price needs to be higher than $100. Okay.
Oh, never.
Just say, hey, I was talking with Dennis and all that, and I want to buy your $100 offer. Okay. Here he is. See this guy? He's a big deal in Pakistan. Look, he's teaching all these other people how to freelance. You know what the average income is in Pakistan? It's dirt. It's like $2 a day.
Okay.
So when these guys are able to make, $10 a day, that's good money. That's $300 a month. So if he can do 3 of these per month, maybe 4 of these per month, that's pretty good money. Look, so he's helping these other people. The only way to live a good life in Pakistan is to earn dollars, because you can even make like $100 from clients, which I know we look at this and it's like, yeah, whatever, $100. But for them, that's $100, dude.
Okay.
And he's teaching all these other people. We're at the conference. You can see, oh, there's Will. We had dinner. So Mr. Will is like, it's weird because we deal with these VAs like in the VA platforms, but then we're meeting them and having dinner, which is weird, right? Will's like,
Yeah.
that's so weird because like normally I'm used to like electronically dealing with them, but the VAs are actually in person. It's so weird. Like they're actually physically humans. I know they're humans, but it's just like we're not used to that. It's like, oh, I actually had a meal with the guy, Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So I interviewed this guy, 17-year-old, yeah, super successful local SEO expert, right? All these people are like, yeah, I want to be like him. I want to start. This is the number one guy in SEO in Pakistan. M. Tanvir Nandla. Whenever he posts stuff, he gets thousands of likes. He's got the biggest program. He's got 10,000 students. This guy here. We had dinner a couple nights ago. Anyway, like him, these two guys, me, Will, we're teaching all these guys how to do SEO because frankly, if you wanted me to do this, I would charge you more than $100. Okay. So here, let me just paste this into the chat. Now, remember, I'm giving you my best contacts. Okay. So don't just go tell everyone, because then these people will realize that they can charge a lot more and then we lose our advantage. Okay.
Okay.
You can do any kind of local SEO. This guy knows how to do. He'll get on the Zoom with you, talk with you, all this kind of stuff. Right. So there you go. Yeah. So just do that, David, rather than like, I was going to go down this whole path of teaching you about local SEO and all that, but just pay the guy $100 and just not have to worry about it. Right. I mean, if you want to know, I'm happy to teach and show you like why we do things a certain way and, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But
No, I mean, I still want to know, but it's good to be able to just have someone do this part for me, because I've been racking my brain and I just can't get it done.
Yeah.
And the knowledge panel, that's the other thing that I had
The
a
knowledge
question
panel
on
you're not going to
today.
have to worry about yet because you just don't, you
Okay.
flat out don't have much information about you to begin with. So the knowledge panel is only going to show up when you have enough corroborating authoritative information about you. So you talked about you don't have a problem making these 1-minute videos. So what you do, and everyone else has seen this, you make these 1-minute videos, right? And then your VA or whoever processes them using Descript or whatever tools and pushes them to all these other channels. And that sends a corroborating signal of, what do you do in different situations? Like what makes a good loan officer? How many years have you done it? What's your favorite restaurant in Norfolk? Who are your favorite, real estate agents to work with? What advice do you have for real estate agents in the area? And what, like all these things about who you are, right? And then that's going to, when this is across multiple channels, I got a cough. Like for some reason, I was just overcoming this cold and then like I got a new one. I think I'm dealing with like 3 colds at the same time, trying to take me down. But then you boost this for $1 a day and Google sees the signal of traffic. So you want to build, David, your topic wheel. Pretty obvious what would happen, as a lender, loan officer, right? And I think we did this last time where we went to ChatGPT and we said, my friend David is a mortgage broker in Norfolk, which So I'm being kind of fun, which is I'm being conversational, okay? I'm like, we're friends. I need to establish this kind of friendship rapport. I know it sounds ridiculous, like the robot would have feelings, but I promise you, like there was research that came out last week that shows that if you offered to give them a tip, I mean, it's the robot. You can't give it a tip, but you always say, hey, I'll give you a $200 tip. The results were 11% better, right? Which you really have to kind of manipulate. It seems sort of deceptive. It's in military area. He has no presence online. So he's starting by making 1-minute videos and our $1 a day technique, plus I'm doing it just sort of like casually, plus all the good stuff we teach to rank better online when people need a loan. Okay. What should be in his topic wheel? And then what questions should he answer? So notice I'm giving context. I'm not just saying generate questions in his videos to then repurpose. Let's see. Network error. You take internet for granted, you know? We're going to try this again. Try this again. If you guys are not doing this like 20 times per day, you are missing out because you'd build a kind of a relationship with the AI, and Google's been working, they just launched Gemini today, which is their kind of chat GPT, which in some ways is better than GPT-4. So you can see this thing. So David, you think you can answer these questions? Pretty sure you can make 1-minute videos against each of these things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So not only can you answer these questions, but you have other leaders in Norfolk. Maybe there's the mayor, maybe there's, someone that you've known a long time, maybe there's other agents you work with, maybe there's other past clients. Like your GMB has, well, where is this? Your GMB has some great stuff in here. You could literally repurpose these reviews. You don't have, you don't have much in here, do you? This is all stock art. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is AI stuff. Don't do that. Real pictures and videos. And yeah, this is real. Okay, cool. 5.0, 44 reviews. Are these real?
They are. They're very real.
4 days ago?
All...
Why don't you interview these people on your podcast, like a 10-minute Zoom, not as a testimonial, but just to kind of, honor them. And what are their favorite places in town? And, what about their career? And these are obviously testimonials, and you're applying to them, which is great. These are all pretty recent. We care about how many there were in the last 90 days. That matters more than your total number of reviews. So these are recent. So you should reach out to these guys and ask them how they're doing. Do a referral thing, right? Hey, the mortgage brokers and whatever, they send like candy or stuff like that. So offline media, send them a pair of socks with their face on it at videosocks.com, which is our site.
Oh, that's where Daryl Eves got his socks.
Yeah, Daryl's a good buddy. I printed hundreds of socks for Daryl at Vid Summit, which is his conference.
Okay, were you there?
Not this most recent one, but I don't know if I categorize this. Daryl, let's see. You guys should be able to do this, right? So here's me and Daryl and AJ. Where are we? Is this LA? Oh, this is San Diego. It's Social Media Marketing World. We've been all over the place. At his conferences. This is John Ushai, who left Instagram. This is who's in my network, which includes Daryl Eves, facial recognition, right? These other people, lots of these things. Yeah. So I imagine, David, you could reach out to people and it's not to talk about mortgages, it's just to establish trust in the area, right. Things related to mortgage and Norfolk ideally, but then just other things about you to build trust so that it's not just like mortgage. Yeah, why is it not showing up? I don't think I can find this one here. Maybe, Jacob, you could try to find this mortgage broker.
I'm sitting here. I tried to do it on my side of things. I didn't see anything whenever you had an issue earlier, but I can try again.
Okay, Norfolk. There's a Norfolk Island. Is it an island?
Not that No, it's not.
No, I don't know. We'll figure out what's going on here.
What do you put in Virginia Beach? What does that do? No, it's not even in there. Oh, country, United States. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go through this whole thing right now, but you don't show up. This is good news because everything is straight up from here because you got freaking nothing going on. So everything we do is just plus. Yeah. So then make these 1-minute videos, as you know, around these topics. They turn into blog posts and social media posts. Run $1 a day against them, which is spending $7 on each of these. Yellow box here in the 4th phase.
And where do I find this this presentation right here?
Oh, there's a content factory training and there's a $1 a day training, and all of them triangulate on the same thing. Everything we teach is really around these same 4 stages, just different angles, whether it's for your personal brand, for your business, or how you hire VAs to do different components. It's all really the same thing over and over again. So when you start to have a lot of authority, speaking, media, publishing a book, this kind of stuff, it all starts to fit inside that structure, right? And then
what's the best way to find a VA?
Well, you can go to our group, Digital Marketing with Dennis Yu, 42,000 VAs in here, and you can see, right? But there's, like with any of these places, it's like 99% bad quality, okay? So just because they're in the group doesn't mean they're competent in any way. Doesn't mean we endorse them. And then onlinejobs.ph is my favorite one because the Philippines just is a little bit more sophisticated than Pakistan for various reasons. They're both basically robots. So you can take any of our job postings and literally copy it. We have a course on how do you hire VA, and you'll see, we're a content specialist, right? So you'll see this one from a few days ago. This guy's using 1 apply point. This guy's saying rabbit, which means he's using a keyword, 50 apply points. He made a video, we're screening. We have a whole way of how we screen these people.
Okay.
Yeah. So look at our course on how to hire a VA hiring guide. VA hiring, this one, 37 lessons here. This is good whether you're just hiring your first VA or you've got an army of them. So just go through the steps here. You really just want a content VA. They can go across the whole thing. And the beauty of this is that once you have a VA, excuse me, in a function, then you don't have to keep renewing projects, projects over and over again on Upwork or Fiverr. You just have someone who works for you full time, loyal, and they just, they learn over time, they learn your brand, and they become more and more powerful. If you're impatient, like most Americans are, they expect immediate results right away. You kind of have to be gentle and allow them to obviously you still want quality people, but it does take a little longer generally for VAs to kind of get up to speed. Freelancers are faster, but then they leave you too. So it's just much better to have someone in a function and they just continue to process your content for you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I started that course already. I've gone through a couple pods and some of them are like over an hour long. So I just haven't finished it.
It's just literally, you don't have to go through everything. We like to be comprehensive just because some people, they just like to ask every little question. But you literally can just take our content VA job description, post it on Fiverr or on online jobs and in this group here, and then just say, yeah, go ahead. And the job description actually tells them what to do. It's like, hey, here's some examples, make a 1-minute video. Here's how you qualify. So these people self-qualify.
Okay.
And you'll see these people here are posting things, this guy put his Twitter. This is when it's like 3 days ago or whatever. We spoke in front of thousands of people. Isn't that cool?
Oh,
this is like VA Central. Same. No, look at that. You ever been in
the VIP seats, the sofas?
Yeah, the couch is there. And then you got the nosebleeds up here. Pretty cool. So I was basically giving shout outs. I said, who is the number one, plumber? And they said, Roger Wakefield, because I told them, say Roger Wakefield. And I point at the camera, then I point to them and they say Roger Wakefield in their best English, right? And then we say, Pakistan, Zindabad, and we get them all riled up. And Will has video of them getting all riled up. I think it's a few pieces down.
Video.
Huh? That's a good one. That's a good picture. Yeah, you can see there's this. Oh no, this is walking up. Maybe it's this one. Oh yeah, it's this one. Okay. Check this out. If you want to speak on stage
that you're doing amazing work for and you're super proud to share it, they're your lighthouse client. They're the person that you go to and co-create content.
That's cool. So then we do the shout outs.
And understand like what you guys
a little further. Yeah, here it is.
People that follow them, all the other plumbers.
So we're talking about plumbers. Okay.
Things. So we're going to start with.
Okay, here's the shout outs.
Who's America's #1 home service expert? Tommy Mello, everybody. All right, now we're going to do it for the #1 dentist, my friend Glenn Vo. Glenn Vo out of Dallas. He has 40,000 dentists that follow him. Dentists pay the most money in digital marketing, right? They'll pay you $4,000, $5,000 every month. So you guys say that? Glenn Vo, say that. Glenn Vo. Glenn Vo. Okay, here we go. Who's America's favorite dentist? Glenn Vo, everybody.
Close enough. Okay. Yeah, you get the idea. That's pretty good. So we have the raw video and you can see that we run it through the content factory. So there's this long form video and then we chop up different pieces. So then I want to honor Glenn Vo. I can turn that into a reel or whatever it is and target all the dentists because they're going to know. I mean, if you're a dentist, you probably know who this Glenn Vo guy is, right? Relevancy super high. And at least just for what we're doing, because we're trying to, train up service providers or create jobs for these VAs. But if you're just a local service provider in one area in Norfolk, then it's a lot easier. You just have to outcompete these other guys. SEO is just a competition. So let's just see mortgage broker, Norfolk. How competitive is this? It's like medium competitive. I think we can beat these guys. Wonder how many of these reviews are real anyway. Let's go out of the map results back to the regular search results. Ads. Hey, we could run a all the way out here.
Quick.
Yeah.
That VA job description, is that in the course somewhere or is that somewhere else?
Yeah, they're all in there. Yeah, cool. We always put all the documents in there.
Beauty.
Yep. So this, 25% of the results are local search. As you can see here, you're going to see generative AI start to come in. Look, choose area, Virginia Beach, Ports, Chesapeake. Okay, interesting. So there's regular ads, local search, regular 10 search results, PAA, right? And what we can do is just look at what some of these other guys are doing. Let's see. This guy's ranking #1. What is he doing? He doesn't. If you're dirty, you can go claim his business. I don't think he's claimed it. Don't do that. That's dirty. First signature. Look, stock art. We could crush him. He ranks on 76 keywords. DR 0.1. He's got no power. I love local search because it's just like Little League. It's not even fair, right? I mean, we're not competing on freaking a big term. Let's look at the keywords. This guy's not doing anything. What is he doing? First signature. Tiffany Ware signature. Well, at least he's ranking. Oh, it's relatively new. See, new. First Virginia loan, Norfolk. Okay. Yeah, we can beat all these guys. You just got to get your stuff out there, David. It's not hard. Just get the stuff out there. You know what to do. It's not, I mean, don't overcomplicate the thing. Okay.
So should I hire your guy like on
Just hire
a
Nana for
subscription
$100.
basis? Okay.
Subscription. Yeah, just hire Nana for one time for $100 just to get something going. And then hire a VA who is your ongoing functional role. And, you pay them $300 a month or something, maybe $500 a month if they're pretty good. Right. If they're really good, like $700 a month, full time,
Okay.
always full time, never part time.
Yeah, I've got two VAs right now that are doing like, ISA work, just dials all the time for me. So I never thought about this content VA. I just can't keep the VAs long enough because, they'll find something that pays them more or do something else, or they'll have three jobs at the same time and say that they're really doing 8 hours for me and they're not.
The Philippines are not these contractors. Like in America, people do that. But in the Philippines, they stay with you. As long as you check in with them daily, treat them nice. We're about to hit the 13-month now, so you got to pay them the extra bonus, right? These sorts of things. Yeah. Yeah. And once you have the momentum of having a full-time team member, it's just a breath of fresh air. Ross got a couple of VAs. I'm sure that's a great thing, right? And then now why stop with, 2 or 3, get more, right? As
Okay.
long as the quality is good and you're keeping them accountable. Yeah. Okay. Other questions, guys? I'm fading. We got to go check in. This flight leaves in like an hour and a half or something. We're going to Abu Dhabi and then JFK, freaking 18 hours of flying, and then another 8 hours of flying back to Las Vegas from New York. A lot of flying going on. Okay. All right, guys. Well, appreciate you. Feel free to ask questions in the group. I see more people are doing that. Leverage the people that we have. You could ask Jacob or me or these other folks. Don't feel like this is the only place to ask. Why wouldn't you take advantage? Some of you guys are getting a personal brand site, which is great, from Felix. I like to see that. Yeah. All right. Any questions, thoughts before we run?
Dennis, did
Okay.
you have other Chat GPT stuff you had for us besides the offer them a tip thing, which is insane?
Oh, so it's slightly manipulative, but the more you pretend like it's a good friend of yours and you just really need the thing done, like your life depends upon it, without sounding too desperate, then it's more likely to put in more effort. The other thing too is you say, okay, we're going to have a little game and I'm going to ask you to create content or whatever. And I'm going to score you from 1 to 10, 10 being really good. And your objective is to get a 10, right? So now the AI is like, yeah, I got to try to get a 10 every time. But each time it gives you a piece of content or whatever it is, you never give it a 10. You're like, hey, that's not bad. That's a 7. Why don't you try again? And so it tries again. So it just keeps trying. And it must be something to do with resource allocation because there's a metadata layer on top of ChatGPT that we cannot bypass. So everything that we have in our instruction set has to go through this hidden layer, which they don't want to tell us, which then actually goes there's like this prophylactic basically between our instructions and the ChatGPT. So no one really understands why, but when you give it proper context, when you say please, when you say, hey, we're gonna have a fun little game, I'm gonna rate you 1 to 10, right? And hey, that was not bad, I give that a 7.5, right? And so you play with the thing like it's almost like a child. It's almost like autistic in a way because you say, yeah, if you do a really good job, I'll give you a tip. I'll give you $100 tip. Now, obviously there's no way we can, it's a freaking robot, right? But it does work because you get the thing to try harder.
Have you tried putting those instructions into like custom instructions for regular Chat GPT, or do you have to do it every single chat individually?
Custom instructions are more for background information,
right?
Not on like general prompting. And I think the custom instructions are more of a crutch if the AI doesn't know anything about you. So if you do a good job with what we're doing, like pushing your stuff out there, it knows. Like you could ask it, hey, what does Dennis you say about this and this and this situation, right? And it answers accurately because it's read all the articles and watched the videos, and you don't have to be famous or anything like that. But we think the best way to feed the AI is through Google, through web pages that are structured according to schema, which is why we have schema markup on the company site and the personal brand site. Google even said that while schema markup doesn't, the schema is like categorizing what kind of, like this is an image, this is a location, this is like some properties related to a movie or whatever. Just because you put in schema doesn't rank you higher, but schema triggers featured snippets, and featured snippets are where everything's going. Pictures, Twitter, people also ask, images, news, videos, those are all featured snippets instead of just blue links, right? So a lot of people think, well, I'm just lazy, so I'm going to upload everything as a custom instruction, or I'm going to create a custom GPT and I can upload 128,000 tokens, which is 300 pages. But the the system gets confused and it just forgets. And you have to, it just does. I mean, technically it's 128,000 tokens, but really it's like 10 pages, beyond 10 pages, and it just loses track of stuff. Okay. So the custom instructions and custom GPTs are, in my opinion, a weak workaround to actually feeding the system at the source. So the content factory, I consider a bulletproof technique to get your stuff there. And maybe Bard because of Gemini, maybe Anthropic, maybe like whatever, Grok, Elon Musk's thing. Who knows, right? Maybe the singularity comes in 2 years, but whatever the thing is, by uploading our stuff in the right structure, this topic wheel, we are prepared for any eventuality that happens, including images and videos and deep fakes and that kind of thing. So it really is an investment in your personal brand and in your company. It's not a vanity thing to try to, trigger a blue check mark or something like that. It really is, but it's a longer term thing to build your brand, right? It really does. I mean, it's hard to measure what the ROI is of having a strong personal brand, but I guarantee you it's very strong. Okay. All right. Hopefully that was helpful, Michael.
Cool. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Love you all. Say hi, Mr. Will. Last words of wisdom.
Yeah, listen to Dennis.
Yeah. We're about to get on this one. Sardines, breathing recirculated air. All right. See you guys. Appreciate you.